Today is May 26, 26. 1 year ago today, on May 26, 25, in Walmart 62, the other cartel shows up. Um, we all heard they were making fun of Bill from the Freemasons' big scam in Summit Mall of the dirty doctor not being one of hers. Works for them, and they had lied. He was one of her doctors, and the whole thing is a scam from Bill from the Freemasons. Okay. And they have been repeatedly from March 27th, 25, April 17th, April 19th, April 24th, May 25, 25, May 26, 25, May 30th, 25, and on the big scam. Okay. Yesterday, on May 25th, 25, May 25th, 26, there's a good chance Carl's son Rick went by our apartment. He's found us. Officer Mark, Officer John were in trouble. That's him. He has beat a horse and poisoned a cat. You know he was playing with our food down there. He broke in our home. He stole paperwork. He impersonated Carl, got in his bank account. That Henry Mafia has announced several places that he's the one inciting Rick, that he'll steal everything for him. Dave's girlfriend's dad. And I always like when they said, we'll steal it back for them. See, the whole word back, it was never his. It was only Carl's. Then it was Carl's and mine. It was never Rick's. You just want to rob an 80-year-old. He's pathetic. He's even threatened that he's going to let him in our apartment. He's going to let him steal everything out of our apartment. Carl was having panic attacks. He's now in counseling. I sent the videos to the sheriffs in even the Portage County Prosecutor's Office, because the guy for carrying around the house FBI case showed up at the prosecutor's office in 21. Yesterday, on May 25th, 26, in Walmart 62, people were talking. Some lady thought she could steal everything from her. And they found out that they already told them years ago that they were using a pretend John. And they marched him in front of the police and the FBI. And they knew the whole thing was a scam. And not to say a word. See, that's where this lady that's doing it, she's the biggest dumbass bitch in the world. You know, some lady was around me yesterday. Well, we figured with her helping pay for the repairs on the farm, she won't have money to hire an attorney. Well, you calculated wrong, bitch. You calculated wrong. I still have money. I find out who you are. I will own you. And I paid an agency like a couple grand to take us off Google. So Henry Mafia or one of these people had to say where we lived. You can't just Google us. You'd have to be told. Do you understand? And the VA, if he wants to put a line in the sand and put up a battle, the VA is planning on destroying Rick. They take it very seriously, people threatening older vets, harassing them and threatening to steal from them. And they take it seriously. And like the psychiatrist for them, they're planning on being there with Carl if we go for a restraining order. And then she's going after his job and his VA benefits, so he has nothing when she's done with him for terrorizing us. And I could sue you, lady, for terrorizing me. Who do you think you are? You know, it's just like one of those guys that were running around in 18 and about being drugged and told to say stuff before they work for Dave. We'll make sure she won't be allowed around her grandchildren no more. I thought, for what? You drugging me up and telling me to say stuff and being raping me? Huh? And how they work for Dave. All these people do. People were even talking around me the last couple of days. Her ex-husband and his ex-girlfriend is still trying to steal from the government. Pretty much. And they're friends. They're so dumb they think they can steal. Some Latino girls walking out of Walmart 62 or saying some ass thought he could actually pull a scam on the FBI and steal from the FBI or from the federal government here. Can you imagine that? And so that ass thought he could get a federal agent arrested in this country. As if you tell everybody not to say a word. That's what's going on here. I know. The whole thing was an attack on the FBI to extort money out of them. The whole thing was. They even said that. November 23rd, 25, Macy's in Summit Mall, that this whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. They asked my husband if they could do it to me, and he said yes if they made sure they got everything in the divorce. Then December 1st, 25, Walmart 62, the other Michelle, showed up in an investigator's office that these people confessed. These people confessed that this whole thing was a scam to extort money out of the government and that her ex-husband was involved. They all were. And that the doctor from before is not one of mine, works for them, and they had lied. He was one of my doctors. And that guy Pete running his mouth about her. She don't even know who he is. It's just some guy Dave hired on his own. All these people are who Dave hired. Him and his crazy crackheaded girlfriend at 18. Mary's niece, Michelle. Her dad, Henry Moffey. And they admitted to using hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged me and told me to say it before. And the Tupperware with yourself is nothing but photoshopped or washing in the shower. The whole thing is a scam to extort money from the government. They're so dumb they thought they could bring in stocking tapes with photoshopped washing and in the other room, and their stocking tapes. And they had fake sodium pentothal reports, and they had the right to drug me to get the truth out of me, where they were drugging me up and telling me to say stuff. And a fake dirty doctor with people saying they're trying to kill me because some idiot called me a faker, and a federal agent's supposed to fall for that. How dumb are these people? How dumb. See, that's where April 19th, 25, how dumb are these people? You wouldn't believe how stupid they are and dumb they are, or how dumb they were trying this with us. Nobody fell for it. See, that's where that lady showing up on May 24th, 25, back by the kitchenware. Your husband's out of your life. We'll make sure you'll never have anybody again. Why? For being a rape victim, a human trafficking victim you ran a drug scam on? Who do you think you are? You wait till I get done with you and walks off. Yeah, they need to get her. Because who does she think she is? You know, some lady was around me today and saying she's nothing but a spoiled brat. You know who called me a spoiled brat? Strange. Spoiled brat nobody liked in his church. Where am I a spoiled brat, bitch? Where I was raped and tortured trying to get help for someone. Stayed here and helped try to get information, trying to save my children. And I was human trafficked. I was drugged till I lost 70 pounds. My stomach shifted. I was beat in my stomach till they almost ruptured my intestines. And I have large pouching where they stabbed me in the neck, bashed me in the back of the head. It should have killed me, and it didn't, by the grace of God. And now I have a dent in my head, and my hair covers it. and I'm getting fast growing cataracts on my eyes, and I need to have surgery. And I suffered through all this hell and being human trafficked, almost shot driving. I lived through complete horror helping the FBI get information on these people trying to save my children, but I'm a spoiled brat. Hmm? Oh, we're gonna make sure those poor families help get extra money, and she doesn't deserve it. You know what? Go cry yourself a river and go scam somebody else. Go scam somebody else. That's the kind of shit I had around me today. And they are after Agent John trying to get him arrested. Absolutely. Like those Latinos ladies were saying. We found out some ass thought they could pull a scam on the federal government here as if. Hmm? And they thought they could get a federal agent arrested in this country as if you tell everyone not to say a word to her. But Officer Mark, Officer John, I uploaded a video of that car going by and they slam on the brakes in front of my apartment. That girl looks over. Now I know my car's bucket should tape forward and think you should have a picture of Rick driving by my car because my car's bugged by the police in FBI. I was so froze. All I kept thinking is, if that's him, how am I going to get out of here? How do I set my car that I can get Carl out of here? Don't pull my driveway. What am I supposed to do? I got to make sure it's him though. And when they go to pass me, they stop. She leans over and he's got his camera up videotaping as he's driving by. Looks like he's videotaping with it up. He's already wanted for stalking, harassing, and threatening Carl's life. Like the VA psychiatrist, she said, when I get done with him for him terrorizing you, he won't have anything. The VA's planning on going after him when Carl gets stand up in court. And if they want to draw a line in the sand, he's the one that broke the law. He had no right to Carl's farm. He had no right to terrorize him. He had no right to threaten him. He had no right to break in our apartment, steal from us. And see, that's where, what do these people, what do you think you're going to actually do? See, this is where the mentality of these idiot people, and they are idiots. What do you really think you're going to do? Take stocking tapes with photoshopping and washing and fake uh, sodium pentothal reports, hypnotic drugs, or your dirty doctor that's not one of mine works for them and they lied? Do you know if you are even in the presence of my medical records, guess what? You just bought, the law of HIPAA is so great. You steal somebody's medical records, you try to use them against them, it's 10 years federal. You can't have nothing. And that doctor will go to jail, and I can sue you both. So where do you think you can do anything? Hmm? Where do you think you can do anything? Hmm? Where do you think your drug confessions, people impersonating people, people raced out of rooms and rapist tapes and having the rapist thinks they can pull a con on the rape victim of drug confessions, photoshopping, washing fake dirty doctors in it with killers? Hmm? And people saying they can steal medical records, they can steal everything you got, take your husband away from you, they can kill him. You can't do any of this. You're crazy and you need mental help. Long jail sentence and mental help. You cannot do any of this. But Officer Mark, Officer John, the FBI does realize this was an attack on them, right? And where they break, they set up Agent John to be arrested. This whole thing was after him to get him arrested. Like they said, they only used me as a pawn. He does know that, right? They were in there to rob them. I'm going to upload this.